TikTok's been part of your lives for a while now, but for these guys, TikTok has ruined their lives. So let's grab a blanket, turn off your lights, and tell true scary stories and ghost stories that happen with TikTok. Possible haunting caught on TikTok. I'm new to Reddit, and many of my friends and followers have suggested that I post here about my experience. So about a week and a half ago, I uploaded a stupid video of myself dancing to TikTok. I know it's bad, you can roast me. The video blew up overnight because in the background, on the stairs, someone or something peeks out at me from behind, even though I was home alone at the time and don't have pets. For some backstory, my parents built this house before I was born, so I've pretty much lived here up until 2016, when I started college. I'm here again now during the lockdown. We've always experienced some paranormal activity in and around this house, but it's never really presented itself as malicious, so we just learned to deal with it. Back in 2013, we had just renovated the house. My mom wanted me to send a video of the new renovations to my grandparents who were living away at the time. I filmed the video, sent it, and thought nothing of it. Didn't even hear back about it, so they may not have even seen it. In 2015, I was looking at some old files on my computer. I saw the video and started watching it. I noticed something off about it, so I cut out a 5-second video clip of it and posted it on YouTube. Also in the early 2010s, we noticed there was a symbol known as a triquetra painted in red on the floor of the basement. Nobody living in this house has any knowledge of where it came from, and it's still there to this day. It feels like ever since this lockdown has occurred and we've been forced to stay home, there's been weird activity like weird sounds, music playing, shadows, and footsteps. My phone and computer have been glitching out like crazy. Furthermore, I filmed a man dressed completely in black filming and then entering the shed of my backyard. This might have just been an attempted robbery or something, but the timing is just very weird with all this other stuff happening. Hope some of you can offer some insight or knowledge into my situation. Falling. Me and a few friends were going into an abandoned house out where we live to film some TikToks. We live in a really rural area, so the house closest to this one was about 5 minutes from there. We were bored, and since we've never seen anyone go in or out of there, we thought no one would come in on us while we were filming. Anyways, when we got inside, the place was really torn up. It seemed like other people had snuck there before us. One of my friends mentioned the possibility of the place being haunted because of how old the place is, but the rest of us don't believe in that stuff, so we just laughed at that possibility. He told us that we shouldn't be laughing at the ghost, so one of my friends decided to tease him by taunting the ghost. He said something like, "If ghosts were real, they wouldn't be hiding from us like a bunch of..." We kept looking around the place and messing around after that. I was enjoying myself until I heard a bunch of creaking coming from above us. I seemed to be the one that really noticed it because no one else was reacting to the sound. I realized that it was coming from a certain area, and I had a really bad gut feeling. Only one of my friends was standing under there, so I decided to call him over because something didn't feel right. It was probably seconds after this when the creaking stopped and the floor above us collapsed right in the area my friend was at. Of course, the place was old, so it was bound to collapse one day, and that part wasn't what scared me. I don't really believe in the paranormal, but the thing that really stuck with me from that incident was that the friend was standing under the part that collapsed was the same one that called the ghosts a bunch of C's. A young TikTok stalker. So I was on TikTok. Yeah, I know. And this obviously mental handicapped kid, 13 at the time, wanted to be my friend. I didn't want to seem insensitive, so I accepted. If I didn't respond within a few minutes of him saying something to me, he'd freaked out. wondering if something happened to me when most times I was just watching videos or doing other stuff. He constantly asked for my phone number because when he wanted to speak to me in a voice rather than through text, I knew that giving him my phone number would have been a bad idea because one, he could find out where I live, and two, he would hear my real voice. In all of my videos that I post online, I use a voice changer to sound in character. So instead, I give him the info to my friend on Discord where I could use my voice changer in the voice chat and keep myself safe. Sometime after that, he tried to call me apparently during a school trip, and I heard him saying something like, "I'm talking to my girlfriend." While there was a lot of background noise going on, then it suddenly hung up. I told him in text, "Say hi to your girlfriend for me," as I had assumed he meant that someone in that background noise was his girlfriend. I got another call and it was his teacher, asking if I was his girlfriend. I had to explain that I'm only a friend and that I thought he meant someone over there was his girlfriend. All this while, I still had my voice changer for privacy's sake. After that, I told him I don't want to be friends with him anymore so stuff like that doesn't happen again because it could get me, 24 years old at the time, and he knew this, in serious trouble. He agreed and said that his mom told him not to be in contact with me anymore. I unfollowed him and thought that'd be that. But no. He continued to comment on my videos and I just ignored him until he commented, "I know who you are." I was super freaked out and blocked him on the spot. That still wasn't the end of it though, as he now creates alt after alt to continue to stalk me while pretending to be someone else, steals my usernames, steals my content, and currently spreads a false rumor about me being his mother while also apparently making gacha videos depicting a scene of us getting married. Hi guys, Horse Studio 1 here. It's been a while, guys. Holy cow. Here's an extra story since it's been such a long time since I've been back. So I hope you guys enjoy. Here is a spooky story that has literally shaken me to my core. When I was about 13 years old, I was over at a childhood friend's house. They lived in a beautiful 2-story home. My friend's room was located on the second floor of that house. It also had its own private bathroom, which led to her closet, where the door to her attic was. She was their only daughter, so her room was very lavish, chandelier above her bed, hanging mirrors on the wall, which is why when we were in her closet, I was caught off guard by the box of pennies in the front of the door. When I asked her why they were there, she said it was because the door would just open randomly, and that was the only way to keep it shut, which I thought was odd but didn't think anything of it. As we continued hanging out, we were talking about Halloween and decorating. She then told me about this creepy vampire statue that said the typical They kept it in the attic along with all the other decorations. Well, I guess one year while setting up, they wanted to know if it still worked, so they set it off, and sure enough, it did the Well, as it went off, her mom said that it had no batteries. So the question was, what the heck? Why did it just go off with no batteries? Well, this story gave me the chills, but whatever. We go on, hang out, and talking about weird, spooky stuff. Then, out of nowhere, all the mirrors on her wall start to sway, and then the door to her room starts to jiggle. We yell at her brothers to knock it off, but we got no answer. Then what sounds like 1,000,000 pennies falling comes from her bathroom. Keep in mind, the door to the bathroom is shut. We hear the vampire statue get set off and do the We naturally start screaming bloody murder, afraid to get out of her bed. Her dad rushed up to the room and asked us what the hell we were screaming for. We told him what happened, and he obviously thought we were just being dramatic. Then when her mom came home, we told her what happened. As we told her the story, she got a shocked look on her face and began to turn considerably pale. When we asked what the look was for, she told us about how, when she was our age, her and her cousins thought it'd be fun to mess with a Ouija board. One of her cousins didn't want to use it and went off to the upstairs floor of her aunt's house. Well, as they were messing with it, they were saying how lame the aunt was and were jokingly asking the spirits to push her downstairs. Well, as soon as they asked for that, the aunt came crashing down the stairs, breaking her ankle. And I shit you not, at the same time, a picture fell off the wall at the same time. My friend and I still hang out to this day, but have a code of silence about what happened that day. It had literally shaken me to my core, and every time I tell this story, I still get paranoid that whatever caused that to happen is still watching over us.